What's going on, Vikings fans? It is Skol side back again with another Minnesota Vikings video. Quick NFL news. As you all saw, the Bears won last night. Tough look for the Vikes. I mean, obviously we're battling for the NFC North, and I know a lot of people think we're out and down, but always got to root for your division opponents to lose. But anyways, good for the Bears. Good to give Brady a loss, and it was an ugly game. I was just watching some all 22 on it. But anyways, in this video, I'm just giving you guys an injury update on the Minnesota Vikings and on the Seattle Seahawks going into the game. If you guys are new here, sub, like, leave a comment down below. Anyways, let's get into the injury update right now. All right, so starting off with Eric Kendricks. You know, the Vikings release their injury report every day. He has missed 2 straight practices, and he did not play at all. You know, I was fine with it on Wednesday because normally he's a vet. You know, I'm not really going to be nervous if he needs a day off because of a foot injury. However, when he misses Thursday, that's when I get a little concerned. And, you know, even if he's limited today, Friday, I'll be fine. But it's just something to keep your eye on because the Vikings do have to go in there without Kendricks. I mean, first off, I don't really expect the Vikings to stop the Seattle consistently. However, I think it's going to come down to making a couple key third down stops, a couple key third down plays, or just a couple key plays in general where it's an interception, where he could get a lurk, where he could get a strip, where he could blitz, or he can do whatever. He's a playmaker, and he's consistent against the run. We do forget, I know Russ is kind of taking up all the spotlight right now, but they do have a beast in the backfield called Carson, and he is something we need to worry about. And if Eric Kendricks is not on the field for that, you know, it could get pretty sticky, and especially since we already have Barr out, and we would have to probably play Todd Davis, and Eric Wilson would probably have to man it up, and Eric Wilson's awful in the run, and he's pretty good in the pass, and Todd Davis is awful in the pass and really good in the run. So Eric Kendricks is kind of best of both worlds. But anyways, that's something to kind of keep your eye on, and I think if he makes the trip to Seattle, he will play. So I feel like we'll get the answer then, because you're not really going to send a dude, not really across the country, but all the way to Seattle, especially with COVID and everything, when you don't need to. So anyways, I would look at it today. Even if he doesn't practice today, kind of be up for concern. I'll probably make a video about it later if he is not practicing and what's the state of the Vikings linebacking core, because it would not be good. But this injury is probably just because the Vikings have no defensive line, and I keep picking on them, but it's true. And the Vikings really have no linemen, and, you know, that happens in NFL. When you have no defensive linemen, they push up and they get free hits. Like, these offensive line get free hits on your linebacker because you don't have a Linval, you don't have an Akeem Hicks, you don't have a Michael Pierce eating up double teams for Eric Kendricks can come free and stop the run. So he's something I'll work about. He's the first person on the injury report that I thought I needed to kind of tell you guys what's going on with him. Anyways, he has a foot injury. Hopefully he ends up playing. Something we don't really need to freak out too much about. I think everything's fine so far. I think he will end up playing. Just something to keep your eye on. Anyways, let's get right next to the next player. So next huge update was Jamal Adams is out for Seattle. And again, I don't see either team really consistently stopping each other. I mean, Vegas set the over-under at 58 for a reason, and with Jamal Adams being out, I think that is absolutely massive for the Vikings because, I mean, Jamal Adams is probably the definition of a playmaker, and in a big Sunday night game, he's gonna wanna wreck, and he's gonna want to make the play. He's gonna want to game wreck a couple times, and that's what would get really, really frightening. Is if Jamal Adams does make a play and he does get a key third down stop and the Vikings do have to punt, and then it's tough to keep up with that Seattle offense. However, he's not there, and their secondary is depleted, and I know they have a pretty good safety coming in. I think his name is Neal. You know, he's been playing really well. I was watching a couple of the Seahawks games, and he's not bad. He's a playmaker too. I just don't think he can hold our wide receivers and the speed we put on them. And, you know, Jefferson's really fast. We saw him at the combine, runs a 4.4, like a 4.3 even. I forget his actual number, but I just think with Jamal Adams being out, that's a huge advantage for the Vikings. And that's something we really need to keep our eye on, is how Kubiak takes advantage. And that's something that the Vikings need to do, because this Seattle defense, you should get to them. They have a ton of injuries. If you can't get to this Seattle defense, I don't care if you're playing in Seattle, in Minnesota, in freaking London. I don't care where you're playing. You need to put up a lot of points, because that's the only really chance we have to win. We're not going to win this game if it's just Russ and a defensive battle because Russ will make that one play. I don't think Kirk will. However, we'll see. Jamal Adams is out, though. That is a huge injury update, and the Vikings will take advantage, and they need to. Another one, Mike Hughes is practicing full. He's been there the whole week. I think this is another big advantage for the Vikings, frankly. And I know Mike Hughes, he's still a first-round pick. He's a first-round corner we took out of UCF a couple years ago. He's a return guy, and I think they need to kind of let him loose when it comes to playing DB because I think they have Gladney and Dantzler. I don't think he's going to ever work his way up to being one of them. But I think they need to let him play over Holton Hill, and I don't really see a reason why not. Hill has frankly been terrible this year. And Mike Hughes, I know he has not been better. However, I think he's younger. I think he was a first-round talent. He clearly has talent, and also he's in the return game. Special teams, we saw last week, Mike Boone making that hell of a play on special teams. Special teams is huge in football. You got to win all three phases. We saw the Patriots. They have a dynasty off good quarterback, good coach, and really good special teams. So it obviously has an impact on the game. I just hope Mike Hughes, I hope he just plays and he plays well. I don't want him to be getting beat easily, but if there are three corners I want out there in a nickel formation, it would probably be Hughes, Gladney, Dantzler, Harrison Smith, and Anthony Harris. And if we got those five rolling out in the secondary, honestly, I'm fine. And I want to see the battle against DK, Lockett, and Russ. And that's something I'm excited for because honestly, Mike Hughes will be put on David Moore, and I think Mike Hughes should handle David Moore. He's a first-round pick. He was the one who we spent a whole first-round pick on. He's the one who had all this untapped potential. Time to show it on a Sunday night. Step up, make a big play. Anyways, Mike Hughes has been playing this whole week, has been practicing full, so that's pretty big. All right, that's going to wrap up this injury report on this Friday. We'll get more information about Eric Kendricks on later on in the day. However, Minnesota Vikings, Seattle Seahawks, Sunday Night Football. I cannot wait. Huge chance to turn the season around, get some momentum heading into Atlanta at home. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this injury report. This is Skol Side. Leave a like, comment down below, sub to the channel for more, and I'll see you guys soon.